morning, my dear friends. Hope you're fine. I miss you so much. Let's continue what we have covered yesterday. Yesterday we've covered how to factorize the sum or difference of two cubes. Okay, and as I told you, all you have to need to know in the perfect cube is from 1 to 5, as I said yesterday. So let's take an example in order to clarify more. So here, if I have 125x to the power of 3 minus 27, first thing I should ask myself, is it a binomial? Because the topic is factor, difference, or sum of two cubes, 2. So it has to be binomial, or the expression should consist of two terms. So here is 25. Does 25 have a cubic root? Yes. X power 3, yes, it has a cubic root, which is x. And 27, it also has a cubic root, which is 3. So here it's a straightforward problem. Only I will write down two brackets, a smaller one and a bigger one. The first one, the smaller one, I will write down the cubic root of each term. So I ask myself, what's the cubic root of 125? Is 5. And what's the cubic root of x power 3? It's x. So the first term here in the first bracket is going to be 5x. Minus, I will put the same sign as the problem in the first bracket. And what is the cubic root of 27? Is 3, as we know. Okay, what about the bigger bracket? The bigger bracket should contain 3 terms. The first term in the second bracket is the square of the first term of the first bracket, which is, if I multiply 5 by itself 2 times, it will give me 25. So I will put here 25. If I multiply x by itself 2 times, it will give me x to the power of 2, right? So I will put here x to the power of 2. So the first term, if I square it, so it will give me 25x to the power of 2. Okay, let's jump to the last term in the second bracket. And as we said yesterday, the last term always has a positive sign. Okay, it always has a positive sign. So, and it's the square of the second term of the first bracket. So I ask myself here, if I multiply 3 by itself 2 times, it will give me, yes, 9. So the third term in the second bracket is the square of the second term of the first bracket. What about the middle term in the second bracket, or the second term in the second bracket? It usually has the opposite sign of the first bracket. So here it's minus, I will directly put the opposite sign, which is plus. Then I ask myself, I multiply the first term by the second term. 5 times 3 equals to 15. 15 times x is 15x. So I will write down here 15x. So it always takes the opposite sign of the first bracket. Okay? And this is a straightforward problem for factorizing sum or difference of two cubes. What about it's not straightforward, or you have to go for one more step before find out that it's factoring of cubes. Here, if I have an example like 9x to the power of 4 minus 9x, I ask myself, does 9 have a cubic root? No. X power of 4, it's not x power of 3 as we used to. Minus 9x. I should ask myself another question. Is it difference of two squares? No, because here x to the power of 1, difference of two squares should have x to the power of 2, x to the power of 4, so it's not a difference of two squares. So I should ask myself another question. Does the two terms have a common numbers? Yes, they have a common number. 9 here and 9 here. So the 9 is a common number. So I can take 9 as a common factor and write it outside. What else is a common number? Here, or is a common factor. Here x to the power of 4. Yani I multiplied x by itself 4 times. And here I have 1x. What if I take 1x as a common factor? So I can write down as a common factors 9x. Then I open a bracket as we took in how to factor by GCF. You remember? Then I open a bracket. What's remaining from the first term? I took the 9 and I took 1x from the 4x's. So the remaining is 3x's, right? So I will write down here x to the power of 3 minus, I took all this term. I took it all as a common factor, 9x. So the remainder is 1. So here I write it as 9x because this is the common factors from the two terms. And then I open a bracket, x to the power of 3 minus 1. Did you find out that x power 3 minus 1 is factoring of 2 cubes? So I will not leave it as it is, as like this. I have to make or solve it again. I have to make one more step, which is this is a difference between 2 cubes. So I will write 9x and open a small bracket, put the cubic root of x power 3, which is x, minus, I put the same sign. The cubic root of 1 is 1, so the second term of the first bracket is 1. Then I open a bigger bracket, put my 3 terms. My first term is the square of the first term of the first bracket, which is x. If I multiply x by itself 2 times, it will give me x to the power of 2. Let's leave the middle term as we said and go for the last term in the second bracket. And as we said, and I always say, it always takes positive sign. So it's always positive. What about 1 time multiplied by itself 2 times? It will give me 1. Here, the middle term in the second bracket, I usually say that it takes the opposite sign of the first bracket. So here is minus, so I put plus. Then I multiply the first term by the second term. 1 times x will give me 1x or x. It's the same. So here the answer will be 9x bracket x minus 1. Close the bracket. The second bracket will be x power 2 plus x plus 1 and close the bracket. Let's stop until here and we will continue tomorrow inshallah for more exercise. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me or email me, and inshallah we will meet again tomorrow. Take care and have a good day inshallah.